can be enrolled for the Blueprint exam? Sure. You can just visit www. Facebook, this link. Just add one more certification over here. So www.facebook.com/business/learn/certification. Choose. Once you go there, okay, just go to the certifications. You will see all the certification that is listed over there. So let's say you want to go and register for the media buying. So you click on the media buying. On the left hand side you'll see a button called register. So you click on that, and it will take you to the page where you will choose the time slot. If you have vouchers, you can apply the vouchers, and then you can register for your exam. So that's how you can register for your Blueprint certification exam. Okay, so hope that answers your query. Okay, good. As you all know, we are Meta. Okay, the company name has changed, and we are offering the same products and solutions, but now from Meta. And if you wish to learn more about the vision and the vision that we have for the metaverse, just visit www.facebook.com/terms, and you'll get to know, or you'll get some reading stuff over there, which will help you to understand what we have, what the vision we have for metaverse. Okay. Okay. Important thing, please scan this QR code, okay, and if possible, copy the link from the announcement, and save this, the URL that is there, because this is going to be very handy for you guys, as we'll be talking about a lot of iOS14 related impact solutions, and wherever the impact options are there, I'll definitely call out. And whenever you visit Ads Manager, you can actually see there a resource tab as well, where you can also get all the help center links with respect to the iOS 14. Okay, so it's an important link which will be handy for us, for the topics that are coming, in upcoming slides. Okay, so just scan this up. Okay, now let's get ready to the let's try and understand our first topic, which is defining our audience on Meta. We'll try to understand what dynamic ads are, how they work, and we'll also understand the different types of tools for targeting. So to be very precise, what we are going to understand over here is we'll understand the different tools that are there for targeting. So like you have core audience, custom audience, lookalike audience, and we'll also understand what are the best practices for each. Then we'll move and we'll try to cover what data sources are there and how to align each respective data sources for respective audience targeting. Okay, and again, I'll try to give you a couple of best practice for each data source. Okay, so this session is more about best practices. So please keep a notepad handy so that you can note down a couple of pointers. Let's start with core audience. Okay, now as you all know, core audience is the default meta targeting options, and it enables advertisers to reach people based on demographics, locations, interest, behavior, and connections. And targeting happens at the ad set level and the audience selections. Sorry. And you can separate audience into separate ad sets when you bid differently, okay, to reach each one. And there is a variety of ways you can target your ads and more precision based on the locations, demographic, interest, behavior, and connections. So one of the important thing that you have, though the insight tool, the audience insight that earlier which was there, it has now been merged into the audience insight suite. Okay, so it has been merged over there. So you can get the same audience insight over there, but not as a separate tool. Okay, so you can get to know that how your potential audience are going to behave versus the overall audience on Facebook. Okay, so you'll get a summary of audience by demographic, interest, and behavior. You can get insights into the most popular topics that interest your audience on Facebook. So that's this is and I'm sure everyone over here have visited the audience insight tool. Okay, and it's a very important tool and it's a tool that you should use before you set up your audience in the final campaign. Okay, so that's the important part over here. Sorry. So core audience quickly take away. So core audience is the default audience that's there in the ads manager, and the targeting happens at the ad set level. You can identify and reach people in the target demographics, or people who are most interested in your products, services, or offers. You can also use audience insight tool, which is a part of now audience insight suite, to understand more about your audience, or you can compare your audience with overall Facebook audience over there as well. Okay. The another audience that you can target is the custom audience. Now, what's a custom audience? It's basically an audience that can help you incorporate the information you have about your customers to reach people across multiple devices on Facebook and Insta. It also allows you to do so in a way that protects audience privacy. Now, unlike core audience, which only uses information people share with Facebook, custom audience allows you to securely anonymize the information you share and combine it with similar anonymized information on Facebook. Now, this process helps you to reach existing customers on Facebook and Insta, and that in a privacy safe manner. So what you should do is to create a custom audience. There are a variety of sources that you can use to create your custom audience. Okay, like you can create a custom audience out of people who are coming to your website with the help of pixel data source. You can create a custom audience based on how people are behaving or interacting on your app with the help of Facebook SDK. You can also create custom audience based on how people are showing interest, or what kind of people are coming and interacting with you on your brick and mortar stores, or interacting with you over the phone calls via offline conversion activity. You can build your custom audience based on if you have a CRM database or an email list or a source. If you have a customer list, you can also create custom audience out of that. Okay, now you can also create custom audience based off engagement custom audience, which is basically a custom audience which is made up of people who have engaged with your content across Facebook family of apps and services. So these are different sources that you can use, data sources that you can use to create custom audience. Okay, now when we talk about custom audience, as I said, it's a very, very secure thing that you have to keep in mind, that how the security and the privacies are taken care when you upload your customers file. Very simple. So when you upload your CRM information into your browser, this can include email address, phone numbers, which belongs to individual whom you want to target, your target via ads. So what happens when you upload your file? Okay, the browser hashed all the uploads email IDs, okay, and the phone numbers locally on your system before it uploads to the server. When you click upload, it first convert all the cell in that CSV file into hash value. Then it uploads that file to the server. Now your browser then connects over SSL to your Facebook ad account, authenticates your Facebook ad account, okay, and credentials, and then passes the list of hash value to our ads API. And on the Facebook side, we have pre-computed the hash value for every Facebook user, and we take your list of hash value and compare them with our own. And for each matching hash, we add the Facebook user to a custom audience stored within your ad account. And if a hash doesn't match, we simply ignore it. And once the matching process is done, we delete all the hash, both matched and unmatched. And the result in the custom audience, is that you can target your ads to reach them and the custom audience is stored in your ad account where only authorized account admins can target it. But you can't see the specific individuals in a custom audience, but you can definitely see the approximate number of people that custom audience contains. So that's the process of hashing the file and making sure that it's completely secure and private. You can use information from Pixel and Facebook SDK to create your custom audience. Like, you can reach people based on specific actions that they've taken on your website or app. You can save budget and avoid audience overlap. You can do remarketing based on the inferred intent of your audience based on how they have interacted or visited your website or app. You can also create lookalike audience of people who are similar to your best customers and your client. So these are the different ways that you can use with the help of data signals, and you can create your custom audience. You can also create lookalike audience with by the help of Pixel, and you can serve ad to people who are similar to those in your custom audience. For example, you can create a lookalike audience of people who are similar to your most valuable customer, which can help you grow your customer base. That's custom audience for you. So we went through core audience, we went through custom audience. Now let's move to the lookalike audience. So what's a lookalike audience? A lookalike audience actually can help you find people who share demographics and behavior with your current customer. So you can deliver ads to them. Like, for example, they have similar characteristics. So let's say if I purchase something from your website and you want similar audience like me, you can create a lookalike audience and you can get more customers who have similar characteristics or behavior or interest like me. Okay. Now, to create a lookalike audience, you need a seed audience, which is basically a group of people who are important to the success of your business, like high value purchase or those who are deeply engaged with your page or mobile app. In the example that I gave you, I become your seed audience. So you have to tell the system that what should the lookalike audience look like. So that you have to give the input as a seed audience. Okay. So your seed audience can be, you can create seed audience out of so many ways. Like, you can use Pixel to create a seed audience out of people who have converted on your website. You can use Facebook SDK based on how people have converted or use your app. You can use offline conversion. You can create a value-based lookalike audience from a file with data about your best customers. You can also use Facebook page or catalogs to create a lookalike audience. So these are different options that you have to create a seed audience. Okay. Now, before you go and create your ads and target your ads to lookalike audience, it's very important that you identify which audience characteristics you should match and how closely the people in the lookalike audience should resemble those in the initial data source. So there can be the prospecting customers, or you want loyal customers. If you want a prospecting customers, you can use a small, highly effective custom audience to seed a lookalike audience that's optimized for reach to find people who could be interested in your business but haven't yet connected with you. But if you want loyal customers, then you have to optimize audience for similarity to show ad to people who are most likely to be interested in what your business does or sell. So depending on what kind of audience you want, you can definitely create you can use the source audience or the seed audience accordingly, and then you can try to create get more lookalike audience based on what your objective is. Now, when you create a lookalike audience, the most important thing that you have to keep in mind is the percentage or the lookalike size that you want. So when you go and create a lookalike audience, you have to choose the percentage, like what percentage of the seed audience you want from that particular country. Okay, so what we generally see that this is one step that people normally tend to skip or ignore or wrongly set it up. So I wanted to tell you that the size expressed in a scale from 1 to 10, which corresponds to the percentage of the population of a particular country, that you want our system to match with your seed audience. So basically, let's say if you choose percentage, let's say 0 to 1, which means that you are looking for a very high similar lookalike audience, which is very closely resemble with the seed audience that you have given. Which means that you want 1% of the total population in that country who are on Facebook, to be lookalike for you, which is very high on similarity. But if you choose percentage which is close to 10, you are basically going least on similarity but high on the size of the audience. So your audience size will be very high when you are choosing a percentage which is close to 10, but your similarity of that audience with respect to your seed audience will not be that great. Okay, whereas if you choose a percentage which is close to 1, the audience size will be small, but that small audience will be very highly resemble with the source audience or the seed audience that you have inputted. So that is very important thing that you have to look into it. Now, one more important recommendation that I have is that a source audience that you give, like your seed audience, if it's a custom audience, then it should have a size of between 1,000 to 50,000. If your custom audience file has less than 1,000 customers list, then it's not a recommended one. And if it is more than 50,000, again it's not a recommended one. So you should choose, you should have a size which is between 1,000 to 50,000. Okay? And this doesn't mean that you'll just dump all the website visitors. That should not, because the quality of the source audience matters a lot. A seed audience comprised of your best customers could lead to better results versus a seed audience comprised of your all customers. So that is what you have to keep in mind when you are choosing the percentage for your lookalike audience. Okay. Now, lookalike audience are of two types: value-based lookalike audience and international lookalike audience. Now, value-based lookalike audience enables you to reach new people who are similar to your existing customers who have a high lifetime value. Now, in Ads Manager, you can actually create value-based lookalike from your Pixel, Facebook SDK, offline conversion, or even catalog, and the values that you provide to calculate the lifetime value of your customers. Our system then automatically analyzes the purchase behavior captured by Pixel SDK offline from your website, app, or offline events. Alternatively, you can also add, what you can do is you can also add a customer value column to the customer file that you upload to our platform also. Okay, and then what happens is when you add that, you can actually create a value-based lookalike from your data sources. Okay, to find new high-value customers from your business. But not everyone is able to do this. Only eligible advertisers are those who already have a Pixel SDK, product catalog, or offline set properly installed, as well as they are passing back the purchase value to the Facebook. Now, as I said, one of the important thing is that, let's say if you don't have the customer value with you, you can insert a column called customer value, and you can manually input the customer value for each customers, and then what system will do is we will try to create a lookalike, or we'll try to create a value skewing towards the highest value of the customers, or towards the that. So even if you don't have the the customer value with you, you can always manually insert it and you can upload it. So that is something that you can also do. Another lookalike audience, as I said, there are two types of lookalike audience: value-based and international lookalike audience. So value-based lookalike audience we just discussed. International lookalike audience is also known as multi-country lookalike audience, and can help your business identify people similar to your best customers in foreign markets. So for example, my business is doing very good in India, and I want to find I want to set up a business in Singapore. Okay, so what I can do is I can create a lookalike audience out of my top customers from India. So it will help me to find similar audience in Singapore. Okay, and it will, and I can start getting better results for my campaign. Okay, so that's something that you have to keep in mind. Okay, great. Now, before I move to the best practice, let's see if there are any questions. Okay, so there are some questions that I have. Let me go through it. So overall, for each questions, I'll give you 1 minute time. Okay, respond to me in Q&A box with the right answer. Go through the scenario. I've highlighted certain keywords which won't be highlighted in the real exam. This is just for your practice. Go through the scenario, and then after 30 seconds, I'll launch the question with the options. All the best, guys. Options answers you guys have given. If you've gone with option C, D, okay, most of you have also gone with option A. Okay, but looks like most of you have gone with option create a lookalike audience over here for a very simple reason. If you see that they want their current, okay, for online banking, they want them to use their new mobile app. So you will basically first and had this been 1 million app installs, then we would have created a lookalike audience. But the installs are not good, which means the current customers have not transited completely. So first we need to transit them, and that's why we'll create a custom audience of people who are currently using my website for online banking. So I'll create a list of those people. Then when these people, when my list will be exhausted, then I will create a lookalike audience in my next phase out of people who have successfully transited to the mobile app. So hence option A is the right answer. Okay, let's go to the next scenario. Go through it, let me know. I'll launch the question after 30 seconds for this one. Recently launched a new subscription model skincare package, and would like to encourage people who have bought products from them before to subscribe. So each subscription has a 90-day supply with a 6-month minimum contract. The company's website has the Facebook Pixel installed with following standard events: homepage, product page, add to carts, and purchase. So what audience would be most appropriate to help them generate subscription sales? Very simple, option C, custom audience of previous purchasers, because that's what they want. They want people who bought products from them before to subscribe. So they need to create a custom audience of people who have bought products from them before. Hence, right answer is option C. Let's see what options you guys have gone with. Okay, option C, option B also some of you have gone. Okay, so let's see. Again, lookalike audience based on previous purchases. So lookalike audience you will create when you want to get more audience or more customers. But right now in this scenario, the current potential customers will be the customers who are their previous purchasers. So until unless you exhaust that list, it's a bad strategy to directly go with lookalike. So now, even if you want to create a lookalike audience, you need to create a seed audience. Now, seed audience will be those who have successfully transited from their. So if you see who have successfully transited, from purchasing from them to subscribe. So this transition, should be the seed audience and not the people who have purchased from them. So if you create a seed audience out of people who have purchased from them and not taken the subscription, then you will again have an audience who will be highly in purchasing from them. But the ask is, if they want people to get this, enroll for this new subscription, and they want to target people who have purchased from Joomla, because they think they are the one who have experienced their product, so it's easy to transit them. So you will create, even if you go with lookalike, you have to think that what should be my seed audience. My seed audience should be those who have not only purchased from me, but have also successfully taken the subscription of this 6 months contract, which no one has taken. So that's where you have to think through. Hence, you have to first create a custom audience of previous purchasers, target them, get them converted into the subscription model, and once that list is exhausted, then you can go ahead and create a lookalike of the people who have successfully taken the subscription. So that will help you to. Okay, I'll launch the questions after some time, maybe 20 seconds. Consists of website visitors, and ad set 3 consists of cart abandonments. So if you see, website visitors is a superset, and past online purchases is a subset of website visitor, because all those who will visit it, who have purchased from website, will fall under website visitors only, and same goes with the cart amendments. So there is a huge overlapping of the audience, and which I explained you also that why audience overlap is a very major issue. So what should the buyer change to reduce the overlap? Very simple: exclude past purchasers from your campaign audience. Reduce your use the exclusion strategy, which I suggested you at the time of explanation. Okay, let's see what options you guys have selected. So most of you have gone with option A, which is good, great, and perform the action on your website. Okay, and you want more audience like me, so in that case you will use lookalike audience. Okay, hope that answers your doubt. One more question: shouldn't we also exclude cart abandoners from website visitors? See, over here is that you need to exclude your past purchases from your campaign audience. As I said, the audience overlap should be such that you should not target your ads to those who have already made a purchase. Like, you have already made a purchase on my website, why should I target you again? So if I exclude my my purchases from my my two ad sets, it reduces my audience overlap. Now, audience overlap at a range of within 15 to 20% is acceptable, but anything beyond that is not acceptable. It will create problems for you. So that's one thing. You can also exclude cart abandoners from your from this campaign. So what you can do is, so you can basically exclude from this campaign and from this campaign, from these two campaigns, past online purchases. So the uniqueness will be there. And what you can also further go ahead and do, you can remove or exclude cart abandoners from this campaign. So all the three will be then unique. Okay, so you can further reduce your campaign. You getting it? So that's one is there. And past purchasers are in the last 120 days, and cart abandoners in the last 60 days. So there will be some common users will be there over here also. Okay, so that will take care if you exclude past purchases. So that's why I said exclude past purchases from your campaign. Okay, but if you can exclude cart abandoners also, that's also a good strategy. But for this question, this option is the right one. Okay. Okay, cool, great. So let's do what a quick recap of this segment. So the right data sources are essential to help ad reach the right audience. Data source allows our targeting tools to remarket to new and existing customers across Facebook apps and services, and broad audience enable advertisers to maximize the capabilities of machine learning and achieve the greatest business results. That's the key takeaway from this segment. Let's go to the last topic of module 1, which is how to use data to personalize ad scales. So what we are going to cover in this part is, we'll discuss how you can incorporate data source into your marketing strategies to deliver more personal ad experience at scale. Okay, something which is very good for both your audience and for your business. Then we'll review how to implement these data sources, verify them that they are working properly or not, and then some best practices that can guide your marketing campaign and enhance your marketing campaign's effectiveness. Okay. But first, let's start with personalization in a privacy-first world. Now, there are billions of active internet users today, and no two people care about the exact same thing. People have more choices online than ever before and value personalization ads, from brands. People also expect total control over what they watch, read, interact with, and buy online. Now, brands that can meet personalized advertising expectations are better positioned to connect people with products and experiences they love, which in turn, provides value. So let's look at some of the personalized ad experiences powered by data, which allows businesses to get a view of the journey people take on the way to conversion. Now, with data, you can reach people with the right messaging at the right time in their journey, from the moment they first discover your products or services, through consideration and comparison. And then, if that message is compelling enough and relevant enough to the point where they are inspired, to make a purchase. So for example, with data, you can help customers find products that are relevant to them via dynamic ads. You can increase their engagement with the help of brands through messaging. You can retarget customers who abandon their shopping carts and optimize your ads delivery for a specific action on your website or app, like conversions. Now, while people benefit from relevant personalized ad experiences, they also want more privacy, and people want to ensure their personalized data remains protected. And they expect the industry to provide transparency and choices in data use, and they want the businesses to respect those choices. Now, the expectation people have for privacy have increased along with their desire to better understanding and control of how businesses use their data. And like Meta, regulators and other technology companies have focused on new ways to preserve privacy to meet these growing expectations. Now, data protections regulations continue to evolve and impact the way businesses can collect and process data. And two of the most prominent regulations that are there currently are GDPR and CCPA. GDPR stands for General Data Protection Regulations, and it has created consistent data protection rules across European Union, including how companies handle, manage the collection, storage, and usage, and the deletion of the data. Whereas the CCPA stands for California Consumer Privacy Act, which established the data protection rules on how companies handle and manage the collection, storage, use, and deletion of the data for residents of the state of California. Okay, and this was in effect from Jan 2020. Now, these changes will impact publishers and many other businesses in a world with limited cross-site measurements. Businesses will have less data to use to meaningfully advertise to potential customers. So let's first understand the current flow of data. So first, a person opens a browser, okay, visits a website, and if they take a specific action on the website, like purchase, this action triggers a cookie event. Now, this process simultaneously sends data to the server for the business and back to the browser. And when anti-tracking defaults are enabled or cookies are deleted too soon, the browser is no longer able to share this information to the ad platforms or allowing for retargeting. So there are three ways that you have to keep in mind, and personalized advertising doesn't need to compete with privacy. And the path to personalized advertising in a privacy-first world starts with these three key evaluations: how data is managed, how it's surfaced, and how it's sourced for the use of digital advertising. Now, these evaluations have wide-reaching implications for businesses to better provide transparency and control. And companies must give people the visibility and the ability to change how their data is used. Likewise, they must use tools that reflect the privacy choices people make, sources data in new ways that create real value across the consumer journey. Let me take you through in each of these key evaluations a little bit more deeper. First is how data is managed. Now, these new regulations were developed in parts because people want to understand how business use their data. Now, businesses must therefore take actions and explain in clear terms, how and why they use the customer information they collect. They must also clearly ask for consent when necessary. The next is how data is surfaced. So let's talk about how businesses can adopt tools that reflect the choices people make. And the way data is surfaced continuously evolves as long-standing mechanism becomes less effective. Now, many browsers have new policies that change the default settings related to cookies and similar technologies. And users that want their cookies shared would need to proactively opt in to their browser setting even if they had the consent to the site cookies. Now, a similar scenario has already begun to occur with the apps. And if businesses continues to rely only on cookies, to surface the information, to the ad platforms they use, they may find difficult, and more costly to fuel growth and performance. And if you currently run campaigns that focus on direct response outcomes and use cookies, the Facebook Pixel currently enable you to capture conversion event. While you lose that capability, you may have to optimize for link clicks. Now, link clicks optimization only consider if people have clicked on your ad or not, and not if they have ultimately done or performed the conversion actions that you want. For example, let's say whether you have purchased a product or not. So businesses have to think differently about the mechanism they rely on to understand where their customers are in the journey. Consequently, they should consider new tools that don't rely on browsers or device ID. And for web, this may means the adoptions of tools that share directly from your server, like Conversion API. Okay, and for app, this may involve tools that facilitate data sharing. So let's revisit the same scenario that I discussed a couple of slides back. Okay, so when an event occurs, customer data is entered into the form field, or a person clicks on a hyperlink to visit a web page. This triggers a request from the web browser to the client server to submit the information. And now, as the form is submitted or landing page loads, this triggers the pixel event, and the pixel, which is installed on the web page, loads on the browser and share the event with the data with the Facebook. So that's the current setup. But when you use Conversion API, when you implement Conversion API, a direct channel shares event between the client server and the Facebook. So what's a Conversion API? Now, Conversion API can connect to Facebook with information from your CRM, qualified lead information they gathered over phone, or significant customer interactions that occurs elsewhere online and offline. but you are responsible for the collection of appropriate opt-ins before you share data through Conversion API. So Conversion API creates a way to connect with Facebook directly from your server. In other words, Conversion API reduce your reliance on cookies as an advertising mechanism. So that's what Conversion API is. Now, for businesses heavily invested in apps and apps event campaigns, we have tools like Facebook SDK, App Events API, to help you use data to power personalized advertising and an ecosystem of mobile measurement partners who can also come on board and help you. And the last is how data is sourced. Now, if people share information with your business, it should be because they want to. And businesses should take steps to provide value across the customer's journey and treat data respectfully when they receive it. So 3 key steps brand can take on how to create value across the customer journey. One can be is that you should offer some valuable experience to the people for the data that they have chosen to share. Like you can ask them they can join loyalty programs, discounts, VIP experience, or rewards. These are some of the ways that you can offer value. Second is to help you create value, prioritize high quality information that preserve performance. People usually submit a form with their information to receive discounts or maybe to join some loyalty programs. So information such as email IDs and phone numbers will become more important as cookies and device ID becomes less available. So businesses will have to manually configure all customers' information they provide to ad platform. So it's important to understand which information gets priority. And lastly, ensure that responsible data handling is done. This makes it easier for you to address future regulations that may come, and it may require enhanced transparency and control over here as well. So one of the things that you can do is you can showcase the you might have seen these kind of banners on the websites where they ask you to accept the cookie. So this is a kind of a transparency that you do. Okay, and another thing that you see is that you can offer some discounts to the users who ask for whom you're asking the data, which I just said, that you can offer some value to the customers when they are when they are basically in giving you some information. Okay, great. Let's see if there are any questions that I have. Okay. So in this case, Pixel is better option than cookie. So Pixel is a cookie. Okay, so Pixel use the cookie mechanism only. So Pixel is a kind of a cookie that helps the browser to collect the information and pass back to the server. So Pixel is a cookie. Okay. Pixel is the form of Conversion API? No, Pixel is a form of browser cookie. Conversion API is a separate solution which when you implement, you send your information directly from your server to Facebook server. So there's no cookies involved, there's no browser that is involved. As and when action happens, you directly send that information from your server to Facebook server. So no browser is involved. So Pixel and Conversion API are two different things. Okay. Sure. Can you please simplify the meaning of Conversion API? I didn't quite understand. No worries. See, Conversion API, what happens in current scenario is that how do you know that how many people have clicked your website? When you see the data on Ads Manager that so many people saw your ad, so many people clicked your ad. Okay, then you need to know further whether people have performed specific action on your website or not. Let's say view product page or view have purchased the product or not, or submitted the form, like that. So when you want such actions to be tracked, or when you want to understand whether people are performing that specific action that you want them to, okay, then you use Pixel events, which we discussed in the media planning session, that you have Pixel based code, then you have standard events, custom events, correct? So you will add those events, and as and when those event happens on your website, the system will trigger and it will send the Pixel trigger to the to your server. Now this pixel thing happens with the help of cookies. So it will basically, as and when someone visit your website, the cookie will trigger that so many people have come to the website, and then it will pass back the information to the Facebook server, and that will reflect on your events dashboard. Okay. Now, since a lot of browsers are having these anti-tracking things in place, cookies have been blocked, and many of the browsers are not allowing cookies to be tracked even if users have opted in. So third-party cookies are not allowed in most of the browsers. So what's the solution? How do you know that what people have performed on your website or not? So one of the ways is that you send the information directly from as and when they happen on your server, from your server to the Facebook server. So Conversion API is basically an API call which, let's say, if someone have made a purchase on your website, okay, so that action has happened, correct? And when that action has happened, you don't have to depend on a cookie. You can send that information directly from your server to Facebook, and you can tell Facebook, hey, so many purchases has happened with so much of value, with so much of product. So that information which you were earlier sending via Pixel, okay, with the help where the browser was involved, now you are sending directly via your server to Facebook server. So that server to server communication is basically API, and because it's a conversion API, we action based API, so we are calling it conversion API. Okay, hope that answers your question, gives you better understanding of the conversion API. Okay. So how does conversion API gets implemented? Also, once Pixel is sunset, will this help me to retarget across funnel or stage? First thing, you should always use Pixel and conversion API in tandem. You should always use them together. You should never sunset any one of them. So if Pixel is there, let it be. Why? Because current setup, you can track 8 events. Okay, so track all those 8 events which are priority to you via Pixel. But if there's anything over and above these 8 events that you want to track, you can use Conversion API, and you can get full funnel visibility. So let's say if you want to understand whether people have, let's say if people have visited other products which you are not able to understand or track the user's behavior via Pixel, you can track it via Conversion API. So please get this very clear that if you are using Conversion API, don't sunset the Pixel. Use them in together, because Pixel and Conversion API are a very powerful tool if they use together. Because with Pixel you can only track 8 events which are priority to you. Okay, so anything over and above these 8 events, if you want to track, you need Conversion API. Okay, and since Conversion API, and if you transfer all the 8 events that you're tracking via Pixel to Conversion API, it might include more cost to you. Okay, so it's better that what you're tracking via Pixel, track via Pixel, keep it there, and then add more events via Conversion API, and then you can go to the event dashboard and you can get a full funnel visibility. Okay, so use them together in tandem and not separately. Okay, hope that answers your question. Does Pixel store visitors info for a long time, and does it get refreshed at any point like cookie is deleted? See, when Pixel is when the Pixel is passed back to the server, when you get the information, it's there with you. Okay, but when the cookies are not loaded properly, or when the server deletes the cookie, then you don't get the info. As simple as that. Okay. In example over here, let's say after iOS 14 update, you can only track 8 events via Pixel per domain. That's, I think most of you are aware, correct? So let's say your 8 events are let's say link clicks, landing page view, add to cart, product view, purchase, payment info, and let's say compare, and let's say one more is add to wish list. Okay, so these 8 events are there. Now if let's say there's any other events that you want to you want to track or want to understand how users are behaving, let's say page visible time, or let's see whether users are logging out, or any other information that you want to track, okay, on your website. Okay, whether people are using different variant or not. Variant means different type of product or not. So via Pixel, you will be getting information for these 8 events. Okay, but anything over and above these 8 events, if you wish to track, you can use Conversion API. Imagine if you're not using Conversion API, then you have to delete one of the events and you have to add that. So why do that? So you keep 8 events that you're getting via Pixel. Anything that you want to track over and above that, you can use Conversion API. You can shift purchase event to Conversion API. You can shift something to Conversion API, and then you can use Pixel to track something else. So you have to use both in tandem. And wherever you use the conversion, tracking, that whether it's Pixel or Conversion API, that will give you the attributions. Okay. Can we track same event with both Conversion API and Pixel? You can, but what's the point? It's like, you can track for a short period of time to see how it's what difference you get. But I would say, like, you have, like, because you have only 8 Pixel events to track, it's a limitation. So try to occupy space, and instead of that, you can track another event. So that is something that once you have verified a pixel that is working properly, then you can just use 8 events and you can prioritize them, and then you can use Conversion API to track something else. Okay. Can Conversion API be used for app? No, Conversion API is only used for website and offline tracking. For apps, it's App Events API. Be very clear on this. It's a very tricky thing. Conversion API is only used for website and offline tracking. Okay, not for app. Okay. Okay. Cool. I hope I was able to answer your questions on this Conversion API and Pixel thing. Cool. Now let's understand how you can implement the these pixels and get them verified. Okay. So as you know, for websites you have Pixel Auto advanced matching and manual advanced matching and Conversion API. For app you have Facebook SDK, advanced matching, and apps event API. That's what. For website you have Conversion API, but for app you have App Events API. And for offline conversions you have offline conversion and offline Conversion API. So Conversion API can help you to understand information that is happening on your website and on your brick and mortar store, but not on your app. Okay. And some of the other tools that you can use to power your data source is like dynamic ads. You can data source can also power your custom audience and lookalike audience, conversion optimization, value optimization, cross device conversion tracking, and even conversion lift. So these signal data source can power these tools as well. Okay, so that's very, very important tools for your success of your campaigns. Okay. Now, how do you implement the pixel process? Before I explain that, you can scan this QR code and get the entire Help Center link where the entire process is listed. Bookmark this link, because if there is any update in the future, you can just visit the link and it will automatically give you the updated step. Okay. So what's the step? First is go to the Ads Manager, create a pixel, and choose any one of the options to add the pixel. So let's say if you choose the manual, which normally most of the people do, you copy the pixel code, base code, and you place the base code in the website and the web pages which all places you want to track. Okay. Once you have added the base code, the next thing is that then you have to add the standard events or custom events. So like you want to track add to cart, you want to track product comparison, add to payment, purchase, or whatever events you want to track. But remember, you can only you can add as many, but system will only be able to prioritize 8 events per domain. Okay, so you will add the events once you've added the base code. Once you've added the events, okay, you can also use event setup tool for this. So there are again 2 options over here. Once you've added the base code and the events, you can go and verify a pixel. How you can verify the pixel, I'll also tell you that. Okay, so once you verify the pixel, and once the pixel is verified that yes, pixel is sending the data properly to the system and is triggering properly, that is when you can go and create your campaign and you can start optimizing your campaign. Okay, so what are the ways you can verify a pixel? 3 ways. You can use test tools, you can also use diagnostic tab in the events manager, or you can use Facebook Pixel Helper. So Facebook Pixel Helper can help you to see if when you load a page, you can see that a Google Chrome extension is there, and if it turns blue, it means that your pixel is working properly. Okay, I think most of you already have used it in the past, the pixel helper tool. Okay, another important thing is the advanced matching. Okay, now once your pixel is installed and works correctly, you can turn on automatic advanced matching in Events Manager. And when you use automatic advanced matching, make sure your website contains form fields where visitors can enter relevant information such as email address or phone numbers. And once the step is complete, it may take up to 48 hours before you see the results in the Events Manager. Okay, and there are two types of advanced matching: automatic advanced matching and manual advanced matching. Okay, automatic advanced matching doesn't require any code modification. You can set it up in the Events Manager. Okay, whereas manual advanced matching requires code modification. Okay, in the function calls. So, and to achieve the maximum results, you can use both type of advanced matching. Now you must be wondering, what is this advanced matching? Can you explain this? Sure. See, advanced matching helps you to match your customers to people on Facebook. It uses hashed value of the information customer provide, okay, like your name, email address, so that it can improve the performance of your ad. It actually enables advertisers to understand whether the people who saw their ads engage with their websites, even if the interaction has taken somewhere else where Facebook cookies or Facebook pixel is not there. Okay, like on different browser. So that's what advanced matching can do to your, that's what advanced matching is. Okay, so and when you pair the pixel with Conversion API, I've already explained this, but I'll again reiterate, it will help you to enable your full funnel visibility. So full funnel visibility means the ability to obtain a more complete picture of your customer. So as you know, Conversion API enables you to share more data source with Facebook, and the more places you can see customer interactions, the better you're able to measure how the campaigns on Facebook perform. Different type of targeting of audience with messaging that's specific to them. You can even optimize towards events that matter most to the desired business outcomes. So again, I'm reiterating, when you use Pixel and Conversion API together, that's the best combination that you should. Okay, you should not remove Pixel when you're using Conversion API. Okay. Now, for implementation of Conversion API, there are three ways that you can implement. Either you can use an in-house implementation which requires developer resources. So there is a developer document that's there. If you have developers with you, they can read the doc and they can do the integration. If that's not feasible, you can connect with a certified implementation partner. And if that is also not possible, you can use your existing system integrators or marketing platform providers to implement the Conversion API. Okay. Now, why Conversion API? Conversion API can help and support your marketing in three ways. I said first, it gives you full funnel visibility, which means you can gain visibility into customers' journey across multiple channels, and you can examine behaviors as people react or people reach the lower end of your purchase funnel. Second is, it strengthens the data sharing. So when you use Conversion API for web, it creates a direct connections from your server to ours, and it honors the privacy choices of customers who don't wish to share their data with third parties. And third, high data control. You can better manage what data you share, when you share, and when you use Conversion API along with other signal tools, like you can actually gain additional insights into the behavior of the people that interact with your business, both in stores or on your app and on your web. So that's the website part, the Conversion API and the Pixel. It's important to also able to reach people no matter which channel they use to interact with the business, while you may have customers that mostly use your website, but you may have some customers who are also on your app, and there are some customers who may even purchase offline. So just like Pixel captures, customers' actions on your website, Facebook SDK captures actions on your mobile app, and offline conversions identify actions that people take on your brick and mortar stores. Let's see how you can verify the SDK process. Very simple. You have to first go to the Ads Manager. Okay, you go to the step one is associate your ad account with your app first. Once you do that, you can download and add the SDK to your app. Okay, just like Pixel base code, over here we have SDK, and you need to add that in your app. Then add the app events that you wish to track. You can do this manually, or you can also use the codeless setup, okay, where you can just sync your app and the Facebook and shake your app, and your app UI will come on the screen, and then you can touch and you can place the code or the app events wherever you want. Okay, and once you have done the added the app event, then you have to confirm and verify whether the SDK is working properly or not. And there are ads helper tool, just like Pixel helper tool, which will help you to verify whether the SDK is properly functioning or not. Now there are three set of app events: automatic events, standard events, and custom events. Now automatic events are the actions that Facebook SDK measures by default unless you disable the functionality. Okay, now these events includes app installs, app sessions, and in-app purchase. So these are by default actions that once you add the SDK, that will capture. Standard events are those events that you can actually these are predefined events. Okay, and they have parameters that you can apply to obtain more detailed event information. Like you can unlock these. Let's say, for example, this one standard event that is called achievement level. So for the gaming industry, whether users have completed a particular level in the game, that can be tracked via this achievement level. So these are standard events. Okay, and that these are very standard and very common across industries, so you can look into that. But if there's any event that is not listed in the standard events and you want to see if it is customized to your business, you can always create a custom events for you, okay, which are very specific to your business. Okay, so these are the three type of app events that are there: automatic events, standard events, and custom events. Now, how to verify your SDK function? Now, the first option is the app ads helper tool. Okay, this is where you need your app ID. It will check your app platform setting and the latest install events, and it will also show you the history snapshot of the app events from the past 60 days, as well as the bit tab information for the mobile app install ads. It also provides a set of interactive developer tools to help verify your app as well. So with app ad helper tool, you can actually view the most recent app install file. You can see the Facebook app setup, Facebook SDK integration, and even deep link integration for your app. You can see whether your ad account is eligible to run CPA campaigns or not. Okay, so these are some of the things that you can actually see and verify whether your app SDK is working or not. Another way to check is the via events manager in the ads manager. So you can come over here and you can see all the events that you have added, whether they are being fired or not. Okay, so if they have been fired, it means that your SDK is working properly. Okay, now just like advanced matching, we also have advanced matching for app, which can improve your tracking for app events, but there's no automatic solution for for the app. So we offer a guide that you can share with the app developer that explain how to activate advanced matching. The general idea is same, but your developer will need to edit the app code to include the user data you want to share with Facebook. So it does need manual intervention, and there's no automatic advanced matching for apps. Okay. Now let's understand how you can verify the offline conversions. Okay, where you can reach the people who are interacting with you on your brick and mortar stores. Okay. Sorry. So the steps are very simple over here. First, you have to create your offline event set, and then connect them to the business manager or API. And when you create an offline event set and assign ad account to it, you can enable auto tracking for those ad accounts. And with auto tracking, any future ads created in those ad accounts automatically use the same event set. So you don't have to manually assign the event set each time you create a new ad. You can enable auto tracking, so new ads are immediately included in offline conversions and attributions reporting. Okay. Then you have to create offline event based custom audience, okay, or based on offline behavior and attributions. Okay, this step may seem out of order because you haven't generated any offline conversion data yet, but the custom audience learns and refresh as events upload into the offline event set, and you can then use your saved audience for any future campaign for any objective and ad format. You can also save audiences to create lookalike audience further. Then you can run your campaign to your target audience. You can assign offline conversions data to all the campaigns with any objective you would like to connect offline transactions to your ad reporting. And then if you are connected via API, you can go to Insights to watch reports update with your transactions in real time. Okay. Otherwise, you can also upload your offline event set, and system will match your sets against the active ads campaign, and you'll see the results of your campaign in the ads manager. And with these insights, you can tailor your campaign to drive, to help you drive the results that you want. And there are three ways to upload the offline data. You can either upload manual CSV, which is on a daily basis. You can upload a CSV file with all the transaction that happens on your store, and then system will map it with that. You can do an API integration, which is a one-time thing. Once you do it, it will show you 100% coverage in real time, and will give you a live update about as and when conversion happens on your website, on your brick and mortar stores. So you can see whether the conversion that is happening on your brick and mortar stores on real time, whether your ads on Facebook are actually helping you to drive your store traffic or not. So you can see on real time. Third, what you can also do is you can leverage our technology partners, which give you all the benefits of the API integration without any work that you have to do it. Okay. Now I promise that I'll show you a snapshot of what kind of data you should upload. So this is the snapshot of the data that you need to upload as in your CRM, from your CRM for your offline conversion. So provide as much information as you can, and so that so there are some required data like personal identifiers, event data, transaction value, and then you can also add some custom data that's to help you to get a more better perspective for your future campaigns. Okay, so this is one summary, one sample of what data you should upload for your offline conversion. And when you create an offline conversion, please make sure that you keep three best practices in mind: granularity, frequency, and event set. Granularity means that you have to make sure that you upload data as granular as possible, which means as detailed as possible. Okay. Frequency, make sure that you maintain a frequency of your data upload, and you do it sequentially. Don't do it like, okay, first let me upload. So you have been uploading yesterday's data on every every day. Don't change it to, okay, let me upload today's data first, then upload yesterday's data. So don't do that. Make it a sequence, make it a sequence, and stick to that. And third is that only create one offline event set in Business Manager. And if you have multiple type of conversions, instead of creating multiple event set, create custom conversions. Okay, that will help you to save a lot of time, and it will also help you to have more efficient campaign setup over there. Okay, so with that, we have come to the end of this module. So let's quickly recap what we have learned. So personalized advertising does not need to be at odds with people's privacy. And the path to personalized advertising in a privacy-first world starts with three key evaluations: how data is managed, how data is surfaced, and how data is sourced. Okay. And for business heavily invested in web conversion campaigns, Facebook Conversion API is a great way to connect with Facebook directly from your server. and Conversion API works best when you pair with Facebook Pixel and advanced matching. Similarly, for offline actions, use Conversion API, offline Conversion API to share information directly from your server. And for apps, you can use Facebook SDK, App Events API, and advanced matching for apps to strengthen the data sharing. Okay, so that's where we come to an end of module 1. Okay, so we will take a break of 60 minutes and we'll connect at 12:30 p.m. because we have completed the at 11:30. Any questions, please let me know. There are questions. Can you share the link of those articles with the QR code? Which articles? Like, do you want me to share the link of those help center links for pixel based code, for pixel verification now? That is what you want, the link? If those are there, then I can definitely share after the session. How does Conversion API better the performance of the campaign? Very good question. See, when you have understanding about what users are, whether users are getting converted or for the campaign that you have that you are running, if you know in real time that okay, so much of campaigns, so much of the users have been converted and so much of the users are not being converted, you change your course of actions accordingly. You don't have to wait at the end of the campaign. If you know in mid that